Hey guys, welcome back to The Hustle with myself, your host, Ben Anderson. Having so much fun with this newly done podcast format where I'm opening up kind of my playbook to you guys this year on what I do on the side, on how I can make a great living doing real estate, and how you can have a side hustle. But let me go back and make sure that I've been very clear that your side hustle can't be your main business. I don't believe that risk is worth it. If you roll the dice on an idea without getting a paycheck, you're going to be making decisions that aren't best for the business or your brand or your family. So the first thing you have to do is understand that you have to have a 9 to 5, a main hustle, something that pays the bills. Whether that's just an accounting job or it's a mortgage job or it's a job where you have your own business that's established and you want to start a second business. But when you start to take your eye off the ball on your 9 to 5, you can slip and you can fall into a dangerous position of having to depend on your side hustle to make ends meet, and that's not a spot to be in. So once you have a primary business and you're doing well and you want to start a side hustle, then you can afford to do it. And this is my side hustle. This is our real estate design company. This is how I find homes to sell, and we want to call the buzzword flip. So I'm going to walk through today my process on how I find and how I execute on my 10-step plan to flipping homes. I love these home flip shows. You guys watch these homes design shows on HGTV and different stuff, and they will only show you, they find a home, they'll show you the price they paid, they'll put money into the home, then they'll sell a home. And they make flipping homes seem so easy and so straightforward that you can just find this home off the market and it's going to be so cheap, and you just put money into it and you just sell it for a profit. That's super unrealistic. It's not the game plan. And why would they show you the game plan? That's not really something that would benefit them if they showed you the game plan. Plus, it's like a magician showing you their magic trick. Why would a magician show you the magic trick? You wouldn't come to the show next time. So my approach is a little bit different. I'm just going to be sharing my approach to doing this in my 10 steps. I flip homes in Montecito, California. And if you want to take my exact blueprint and come here and do it, then great, let's compete for it. If not, then I'm just going to give you some free guidance, some free advice, and show you how I approach my home flips. So 10 steps in flipping homes, the whole blueprint, and I'll go deeper into these in future podcasts, but I want to just give you the high level approach, my 10-step blueprint. Number 1 is your site, where you're finding homes. You can't depend on a real estate agent or a third party to be the only source of information for finding homes. You have to have a website. I use Realtor.com and I use Zillow. I use Realtor.com because it's tied to the actual MLS and it's updated as accurately and as often almost as realtors get from the MLS. I can set notifications so I get alerts on certain properties, but it really allows me to put in, let's say, a zip code, and in my case, 93108, pull up all the properties for sale, look at every home every day that's new on the market. I can then drill down and look at every detail about the property. So the first thing you want to do is have a site. And I'm checking that website usually 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. Whenever I have a down second in my time, I'm always checking it. Whenever I'm in the gym and I'm in between reps on the bench press, I'm checking it. Whenever I'm in line waiting for Starbucks, I'm checking it. So that's my constant site is Realtor.com. I like Zillow because it does a good job telling me what has sold. And there's a lot of homes that are going to sell off the market, and Zillow will capture all the homes that have sold on the market, but also the homes that are sold off the market to give you a true beat of what the market's doing. So first step is finding a good website as a good resource for information. The second step is having a good agent or non-agent also feed you properties. Now I'll show you in later podcasts how to get agents to feed you properties, how to get realtors to cooperate with you and share off-market properties with you. But the websites for homes on the market, my agents and non-agents feed me properties that are off the market. So my second step is having a good feeding source for off-the-market properties, and that's step number 2. Now, my third approach when I'm looking at properties that have either been fed from the website or from an agent, I always want to look at properties that have been on the market, unless it's a pocket listing that I can sneak in and steal. But if it's a listing or something that's private, I want to make sure that thing's been on the market for at least 60 days. Because if it has been on the market for 60 days, my third step is finding properties that something is wrong with, that nobody wants. And in this hot of a market, if it's not sold in 30 or 10, something's wrong with the home. And what the sellers start to do is get a little bit of seller anxiety. They start to realize, wait a minute, why hasn't my home sold? And either the price is wrong or the property is wrong. Either of which I like both of those things that are wrong. If the price is wrong, I could probably snake it and steal it. If the property is wrong, I could fix it and sell it. Now, the market doesn't like things that are priced wrong out the gate. So let's say a home is gonna sell fast at $500,000 and the seller puts it on at $750,000 and everyone says, oh, that's too much money. And a month or two later, everyone goes on to other properties. Sometimes a seller can't come back from overpricing a home too much. And then if it sits on the market for 30 days or a month, people just think something's wrong with the property when it may only be the price. So the third thing I look for is homes that have been on the market for a long time, because something is obviously wrong with it, which allows me to find opportunity. The fourth thing I look for when I'm flipping homes is location. And when I'm looking at location, I look at two things. Because when people buy homes, it's almost always about family. If they're a bachelor or bachelorette, they're probably buying a condo or something that's not going to be in my marketplace. I'm looking for family homes because there's more family buyers than there are single buyers, because the reason why people want homes is because of a family. They make decisions about bedroom, bathroom count, all about their family dynamics. So when it comes to number 4, location, I look at the schools, number 1. And number 2, I look at distance to the action. That's distance, DTA, distance to action. My DTA is how far is that property from where the action's at. The restaurants, the beaches, the parks. People want to be able to walk or have convenient drives to go do things. So is it in the right school district, the number 1 rated school district, and number 2, distance to action. That's the 4th thing I look for. Number 5, I look at energy of a home when I walk into a home. How do I feel? Because I put myself in the buyer's mindset. How do I feel when I drive up? If I say, oh man, wow, this is awesome, then a buyer's gonna say the same thing. If I drive up to home and I'm like, oh, this is kind of on a bad street, or oh, there's the neighbor's house is torn up, then that neighbor's house being torn up is something that's not a short-term fix. That neighbor's house that's a dump might be a dump for 5 years. But I'm gonna sell this home inside 6 months or a year. So I gotta look at the things that a buyer's gonna think right now in this market. For myself, I might not care about that because I don't care about the neighbor's house so much. But I've got to think of a buyer, and a buyer thinks of energy. And energy is how you feel when you drive up and how you feel when you walk in. If I ain't feeling it, I ain't buying it. So my 5th analysis is my energy. Number 6, I look at the size. And when the size, I mean the price per square foot. I don't want to buy sometimes the biggest home on a block unless there's something so special about this home, like the views are incredible. I don't want to buy the smallest home on the market. I want to buy homes that are in the middle of that price range or size range if I'm flipping a home. Because in the middle range, there's more buyers for the middle of the road. So if the big homes are 10,000 square feet and the smaller 2,000 square feet, I want to buy that 4,000 to 5,000 range if I'm doing it right. Now, all that goes out the window if there's views or something so incredible that you have to go for it. But the next thing I look for is size. On to my next point. So remember, let's recap for a second so I haven't lost you guys. First thing is looking on a website. Number 2 is having good agent, non-agent relationships. Number 3 is assessing days on market. Number 4 is location and family. Number 5 is energy. Number 6 is size. Number 7 is my layout, the home layout. How many bed baths do they have? It's got to have at least 3 bedrooms, but probably 4 or 5, and an equal number of bathrooms. It's got to have enough to fit a family of 4. when it comes to the layout of the home. Is the master a nice size? Because kitchens and masters tend to sell homes because that's where the parents spend most of their time. They don't care so much about their kids having the nicest, biggest bedroom. They want to have the nicest, biggest bedroom. They want to have nice play spaces for kids. So how is the layout? And is the layout something that I can fix? If I could just open a wall or move this around, then yes, I can fix it. A buyer might not want that home as it currently sits because the layout can't be fixed. And maybe that's a reason why it's on the market for 60 days, which I love. So next is layout, bed bath count. How is the master and how is the kitchen situated? Next is my team. My team is everything because my team has to be on board. So number 8 is team. Having a good contractor, having a great designer, and having a great project manager. Those are your aces. Your contractor, your designer to design how the house is going to be done, and the project management team to manage all of the inventory. If the tile comes in and you're missing one swatch of tile, your entire project will be delayed. If your kitchens are missing plumbing to go under the sink but you have the faucets, your project will be delayed. So having a project manager to sit back and account for all the details is key. So number 8 is team. And I'll go through in later episodes and showing you guys how to find a team, how to build a team, how to find a contractor, all that stuff. I'm happy to teach you guys. Number 9 is the right kind of seller. You want to research what kind of seller your seller is. Are they a real seller or are they a fake seller? Are they wanting to lease back for 6 months or a year where you can't get your project started? Or do they live somewhere else out of state? This is a second home and they use this very sparingly and they're motivated to get this thing off the books. Are they someone that owns companies and businesses, or do they work for somebody where they don't really make enough money to be able to take a discount on the price? I want to know everything I can about my sellers. How long they've owned the home for. Did they put money into the home? Where are they going? What do they really want out of a deal? So I'll ask the agent when I go see a property, what is most important to the seller? Is it price? Is it speed? Is it a fast transaction? Because then if I know what the seller's pain is, remember, if it's been 60 days and it hasn't sold, there's a little bit of pain somewhere. So if I know them and I know their pain, I know how to gain. And lastly, it's the price. Price is everything. And I'll go deeper into this in future episodes, but how I analyze my price is I look at what the average price per square foot is selling in this market, and I want to buy a home that I can get my hands on where I'm buying it at 60% of that price. Now doing that, I know I'm either buying homes that are beat up, in bad condition, or overpriced, or that nobody wants. But that's where you make your money. So if I can find, I'll do this as simply as I can put it, homes in that 60% of what selling's range, and I can put a 20% price per square foot improvement in there, then I'm all in at 80% of the price per square foot than what the market is yielding. Now I know that that market and that average price per square foot is not for fully done homes. So I know that if I fully do and dial in a home, I'm at least gonna make 100% of what the average price per square foot is going to be, and probably 120% of the average. So if I, let's say, am buying a home, and I'm all in gonna sell the home for $1 million, and I'm making a 20% price per square foot profit, I'm making $200,000 profit on that home. If it's a $4 million home, and I'm making a 20% price per square foot profit, I'm making $800,000 in profit. If it's a $10 million home and I'm making a 20% price per square foot profit, it's a $2 million return. And it depends on how good I do the home. I might go 120% over the average, in which case I might make $4 million on a $10 million home. But I know this is a lot of complicated analysis, and I'm giving you guys the recipe for how I approach this game. And it has to be complicated. How can you make money if it's that simple? You can't just buy a home, flip a home. There has to be a strategy. So to recap the high level, and I'll be doing future content about really dialing this in so you guys can do it for yourself. Having a good website that you use, having a good agent's number 2, looking at days on market's number 3, location and family is number 4, energy of a home is number 5, the size is number 6, the layout's number 7, the team is number 8, the sellers are number 9, and the price is number 10. And this cannot be your main hustle. You must have a 9 to 5 so you can afford to have a 5 to 9. And the 5 to 9s is how you get wealthy. That's all I got today. Hope I didn't spill the beans too much. Hope I didn't go too fast. Hope you learned a lot. That's all I got for now. I'll see you guys soon, and let's continue to crush it.